Four cosplaying nerds accidentally trigger the zombie apocalypse, the silly toffers. And they must travel across zombie-infested Los Angeles to save a loved one. No, this isn't a documentary about current California. It's a nerd IP blood-soaked bukkake party. In this indie adventure, ZombieCON Volume 1. Hello there, you loose units, and welcome back to another episode of Spicy Boy Reviews. I'm, of course, your host, Andrew Iles. That's right, ZombieCON Volume 1, co-written and directed by Kyle Vaye, who's known for directing a bunch of shorts and TV shows, and this being somewhat pretty much his feature film debut. We meet four cosplayers by the name of Rockets, with pseudo-lead Rocket, Claire, Punky, and Javier. They rival with another, yet shittier, four cosplayers, and dish out some snappy dialogue back and forth at a local con festival. You see, Rockets has won the last 2 years consecutively of the runway dance routine at the con festival. But the rival foursome are having none of it! They tried to pull a swift bring it on by stealing Rockets' routine. However, the turntables have been a-spinning as the routine was all a ruse. Psych! To celebrate their victory, Rockets pop into a local bottle shop to buy some booze. But unfortunately, there's a gang of Target catalogue models who come in and stir shit up. They tease Rockets and become all kinds of arseholes to them. But Rockets having none of it! He nuts up and throws down with the Target catalogue models. But all he ends up with is a black eye. On the way home, while licking their wounds, they run into a mysterious homeless man. He gets all grabby with Claire in the group, which gives her a psychedelic 5-second montage vision. This is when the homeless guy gifts Claire a blue glowing salt lamp, and then vanishes and is never seen from again. Totally normal behaviour for Los Angeles. Back at the apartment, Rockets continue with their daily lives, sharing an apartment together, watching anime, and eating pizza. All the while, Rocket's mum, Mama Bear, who lives across town, makes all of their costumes for the next upcoming Halloween and con festival. However, after the confrontation with the Target catalogue models, Rocket now needs some dip for the chip that he's got on his shoulder. He snarkily struts around the apartment like he's got more attitude than WWE in 1998. And eventually butts heads and gets into an argument with Claire, insulting her so she storms off into her room in a rage. This is when she decides to make a wish to the blue glowing salt lamp, and wishes that all the arseholes in the world just end up being deleted, which of course can only go well. It's not long, however, before the pizza guy who delivers their dinner ends up attacking them and becoming a zombie. Then the foursome conveniently learn by a news broadcast on TV that the zombie apocalypse has begun. Whoopsie! It also seems that only the biggest arseholes in Los Angeles have turned, and they're all attacking all the good people in the city. So, pretty much modern LA. The group decide to bunker down and ride this wave out. Unfortunately, Mama Bear is stranded across town, and after a quick phone call, they learn that zombies are trying to break into her apartment and get her. Again, not a documentary about Los Angeles, guys, just a movie. This is when Rockets cosplay up and use all the nerdy replica weaponry around their apartment and venture out into the madness to save Mama Bear. This is low-budget indie horror festival goodness, where we get a neon light bukkake party and more Dutch angles than Batman 66 in a landslide. All the shots are handheld and a bit shaky at times, and all shot mid to close up. And a lot of stuff is packed into the first 30 minutes of the film. And I wasn't sure who I needed to focus on or where the movie was going. However, once the zombies start attacking, then it's all the way a go-go. The kills are pretty fun, and a few little quirky comedy scenes here that did provoke a chuckle in me. However, the kills are far and few between, until it ramps up towards the climax in the end, of course. The runtime gives you about a 50-50 mix of character development and disagreements amongst the group, and a little bit of growth along the way, and of course the aforementioned kills. You can tell a lot of passion has gone into this movie. The filmmakers have done a lot with a little. Movies are almost impossible to make, and the fact that any film gets made is a triumph. But to completely do it on your own and have a final product at the end of it, that's a miracle. This is the sort of film I would expect to see at a festival we've got here in my country called Monsterfest. Low-budget passion project horror. Think of the style of Here for Blood and Dark Match. And now it's available on VOD through Level 33 Entertainment. There was another film that was released very recently that's got the whole internet up in arms. Whether it's good or it's bad. Where it's going to save cinema and its respective universe. Where the movies are all doomed, resting on the shoulders of a big boy in blue and a spiky, white-haired, egotistical maniac, who is apparently our new cinematic messiah. And I say to all of this, who the fuck cares? Like the characters in this film, I was, and still am, a massive nerd. I grew up on a diet of comic books, action figures, and cartoons. And again, still do. Superman was the very first hero that I ever got into. However, I'm in no rush to see that movie. And I feel that everything that needs to be said about that movie has already been said. And I don't feel I could add anything to the conversation. The discussion has been had online ad nauseum whether we're suffering from superhero movie fatigue. And I say, yes. Because personally, I'm burnt out. I never thought in a million years that I would be in no rush to race out and see a Superman movie. And instead I wanted to talk about another release coming out this week. An indie comedy horror passion project. Because at the end of the day, horror will never die. Pun intended. It doesn't really matter with horror whether you've got a big budget or not. All you need to start is have like-minded people around you supporting you, and an interesting idea, and you're halfway there. But it's the time management, the technical aspects, and the money where the most hurdles come up. However, passion at the end of the day keeps these movies getting made. And I applaud these filmmakers for doing it. Because that's something I feel that it's lacking in big blockbuster movies at the moment, is passion. Except for anything Tom Cruise is attached to. That man is an anomaly. Because as aforementioned before, any film getting made and completed is a miracle. I've worked on many sets with many different filmmakers, and I can say from experience that filmmaking is a time-consuming, soul-sucking slog. But at the end of the day, it's all in the name of entertainment. And that's all we ask for as the general public, is to be entertained. Whether that's from a big blockbuster or a little indie horror. Gory, quirky, cheesy entertainment. Glorious! So I say to these filmmakers, well bloody done. Anyway, guys, that's my cheeky little review of ZombieCON Volume 1. Write down below if you're going to download it and see it. What are your thoughts on it? But more importantly, what is your favourite zombie film? And of course, if you made it this far into the episode, please give me a thumbs up because your love and support keeps me going, because I just love movies and I assume you do as well. And of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe icon because I give it an episode weekly. And I'll see you back here next week for the next review, but until then, stay spooky, kids.